back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a wedding Q&A, probably the last like wedding planning type video. I totally meant to film this video before we got married, but I literally just had zero time, like absolutely no time at all. Everything leading up to the wedding was just like so rushed and so quick. I just felt like I didn't have any time to do literally anything. So I didn't get a chance to do that before we got married. But if you guys are new here, I'm married now to my husband, which is so weird that I have a husband. We got married a couple of weeks ago and I wanted to do kind of like a last Q&A before we got married. But since I'm a little late on it, it'll just be more of a reflective Q&A about the wedding and stuff, and there's still a lot of questions that I feel like I can answer. I was just looking through them. I do go on Instagram from time to time and have you guys ask me questions, so make sure that you are following me on Instagram if you're not following me already, because that is where all of these questions are coming from. So let's just get right into it. In case you're new here or in case you didn't know, I'm just gonna give you the basics really quick. I got married May 27th, 2021 in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. We did a really small wedding, so there was about 50 people. We did it at a like beach house. I always called it like a backyard beach house wedding. So we literally got this huge beach house that the whole bridal party stayed in. We had the wedding on the beach. The house was literally like a beachfront property. So we got married on the beach and then had the reception in like the backyard of the beach house. It was beautiful. Wouldn't have done it any other way. Couldn't have imagined it any other way. It was perfect for us. The wedding house rental that we went through, it's like an Airbnb. You can find them on VRBO, but it's like made for weddings, or I guess like they do a lot of weddings. There's like 5 or 6 houses, I think, down in Ocean Isle Beach that are like this, where it holds like 30 people and you can get married there, and highly recommend them. So beautiful, especially for a wedding. So I will have the wedding house linked down below, as well as all of our vendors, like our photographer and videographer. Absolutely loved them. We obviously don't have any of the footage or anything back yet, but I absolutely loved them and I know they're gonna kill it. So I'll have them linked down below. Our caterer I'll have linked down below because they were also amazing. Everybody talked about how good the food was, and it was such a good price too, which I was all about. I'm pretty sure that's all that we like booked out for. We did everything else ourselves. Florals, oh, cake. I will have the cake linked down below also. That's just kind of the basics. How did you avoid feeling guilty about not inviting everyone that you know? I'm struggling with that. Okay, so here's how I think of it is, we were going away to get married. I knew it was not gonna be that many people, so I didn't really feel guilty about it because I knew in my head it was literally just gonna be our bridal party and their dates, obviously, and then family. Like that's pretty much how we decided who was coming and who wasn't, was if you're in the bridal party, you brought your date, obviously, and then if you were family, you were coming. Like that was pretty much it. And then we did a larger bridal shower so that like all of our friends that are up here like still got to celebrate and we got to like have that with them. But having a really small intimate wedding was something that I really wanted, and I honestly just didn't feel guilty because it was literally just like immediate family that went down with us. And you shouldn't feel guilty either because it's your wedding. You should do what you want and what makes you guys the happiest. Where are you going on your honeymoon? I'm not gonna say yet. We leave in 2 or 3 weeks, I think, for our honeymoon, but I'm not gonna say where we're going yet, but it is somewhere tropical. Do you have a wedding playlist? Yes. So we did all of the playlists ourselves. We bought Spotify Premium so that there were no commercials or anything. And we literally, this is what I'm telling you guys, the beach house that we stayed at is like the best ever because they had stereo systems that played the music outside of the house. So that's literally what we used for our reception, was like the stereos outside of the house. Perfect. It wasn't too loud, it wasn't too quiet. It was like, it was perfect for like a little wedding party. And then we also rented microphones and a stereo for down at the beach, but we had a bunch of different playlists. So we had one for the ceremony, we had one for cocktail hour, we had one for our dances, and we had one for the reception. So we had 4 different wedding playlists. That's how we did it. And I had one of my friends that was helping like play the music and kind of coordinate with all of that stuff. But we literally just like picked the songs that we wanted and put it into the playlist. And I know everybody like loves having a DJ for weddings, and obviously if you're doing something bigger, you want to have, you have to have like a DJ, but it was so fun to like be our own DJ and just like make our own playlist. And then if we didn't want a song, we would literally just skip it. It didn't matter because it's just like a small little party. I don't know. I loved every second of it. What was your favorite and least favorite parts of wedding planning? My favorite part, this is such a hard question. My favorite part was probably just like the excitement. Like it is so exciting leading up to the wedding and like all the anticipation that's like building, because you're like, oh my gosh, this day's gonna be so much fun, and you've done so much planning and you're constantly thinking about it. So that's probably like my favorite part, is just like envisioning what your day is gonna be like. My least favorite part is probably how time consuming it is. Like, as much fun as it is and how much I loved it, it's obviously a blast to plan your own wedding. However, it's also extremely time consuming, and at times that was okay, but like towards the end of the school year and wedding planning, like that was like insane. I honest to God do not know how I did it. I don't know how I got through that, because that was really, really stressful and probably my least favorite part. And it also makes me really sad because I was so stressed leading up to the wedding because of other outside factors that I felt like I couldn't like enjoy the last like couple weeks of being engaged. How do you guys think your relationship will change after getting married? Honestly, I don't really feel like it changed that much, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like you get like that extra when you're like, when you first start dating and you're like super giddy and just like extra in love. I kind of feel like you kind of have that feeling all over again. You like fall in love with the person even more. But then also I just kind of feel like we lived like we were married before we got married. We lived together, our finances were combined. We like slowly started doing all of that stuff before we got married. So I feel like our relationship didn't really change that much, although I feel like we're just like extra giddy with each other now, if that makes sense. What was your must-have for your wedding? Photography, videography. I feel like those like are most people's must-haves, is photography and videography, because you can't take anything else really with you from the wedding night. Like, you have memories and stuff, but I honestly feel like I blacked out that whole day. Like, the whole day I feel like I can hardly remember anything that happened from the second I woke up. We woke up at like 4:30 or 5 a.m. or something crazy, and I just feel like the whole day is such a blur because it goes so fast and you're so busy and there's so much going on. And so having like photo and video is so fun to look back on and to be able to like help you remember the night, because I just feel like that whole day like it's just like a blur. I don't know where the day went. What does your wedding ring set look like? Let me see if I can show you up close. There you go. So this is my wedding set. If you guys don't know, the diamond right here is my mom's diamond from her engagement ring or wedding band or whatever you want to call it. And then Eddie designed the band, and then I just picked out this band to go with it. It is 2 bands like soldered together, so it like has the look of 2 bands, but it's connected, so it's like only one, which I absolutely love. And I love the way it looks. I feel like they go perfect together. What are your centerpieces? So we did 2 different centerpieces. We used the girls' bouquets as one of the centerpieces, and then another centerpiece you guys have probably seen if you've watched my bridal shower vlog, because I had those centerpieces there. But I don't have any pictures. I didn't get any pictures of my centerpieces like on our phones or anything, but I'm sure our photographer got some, so make sure that you're following me on Instagram, because I will be posting more of those photos and like detail photos once we get them back. What are you most excited about? Looking back, I think the thing I was most excited for was just like to see his reaction of me walking down the aisle, and like for that moment, because I feel like that's the moment you think of your whole entire life. So I feel like that was what I was most excited for, was walking down the aisle, seeing him, seeing how he reacted. I was so excited for him to see what my dress looked like. Then just like being with all of our friends and family. One of my favorite moments, and Eddie's too, if you ask him, that he will say the same thing. We exited to The Best Part of Me by Landon Austin. So that song was playing, and we walked back down the aisle like towards the house, and obviously like our bridal party followed us. And me and Eddie both turned around at the end of the aisle and just like started hugging everybody. It wasn't planned, it wasn't anything. Like, we both were just like so excited and so happy, and we were just like hugging each one of our friends as they like came back down the aisle. And all I can remember is that song playing in the background. It's like, "You are the best part of me," and just like hugging all of our friends. It was so amazing, so special. And looking back, that's like probably one of my favorite memories of the wedding. Are you guys going to do a first look? I did not do a first look with Eddie. I did a first look with my dad and a first look with my bridesmaids, which I do not regret one bit. Like, I loved both of those. I think that was perfect. Eddie really didn't want to do a first look, so that's kind of like how we decided. It was something that he really didn't want to do. He wanted to see me for the first time walking down the aisle, so that's what we did. But I will say we did write letters to each other, and one of my friend's ideas, actually, they had like this really pretty like balcony inside the house. So I was on the first floor and Eddie was on the second floor above me on like this little outing. I don't know, I'm sure we'll have pictures of it. So like I said, follow me on Instagram. But we weren't planning on doing, like, we wrote letters for each other, but we were just gonna read them. We weren't planning on like doing it on camera or anything. And then she just had this like brilliant idea. So I stood underneath on the first floor, he was on the second floor, so you could like see the both of us as we were reading our letters to each other. And that also was like so special and so beautiful, and I bawled like a little baby. So we didn't do a first look, but that was something that we did do that wasn't planned, and I absolutely loved that. What would you say has been the hardest thing to plan for the big day? The hardest thing about planning a wedding, or planning our wedding, was the fact that it was in a different state during COVID. I feel so lucky and so blessed that the restrictions literally lifted like right before we left. Like, everything started getting so much better and so many restrictions lifted, and I just feel like it was all meant to be for the timing, because everything was so much better when we left, and I was really worried about that during the wedding planning process. But the hardest thing was planning the wedding in a different state during COVID, because like we wanted to go down last summer and like see the house and book some of our vendors and meet with people in person, but we couldn't do that because of COVID, and we were supposed to get our engagement pictures down there, so it was kind of just like all a big mess, and we didn't really get to like see anything until like the wedding day. So that was definitely the hardest thing. Do you have any regrets during wedding planning? That's a good one. I feel like nobody regrets how they wedding planned, but if I like were to do things differently, this is more like regrets with the day specifically. I feel like I don't really have any regrets planning wise, but regrets on the day was one, not filming. I did not film anything on my own camera. I have friends that took like small little video clips and pictures and stuff, but I do regret not filming anything. I decided that morning, I was like, I'm not gonna vlog anything because I just wanna be present, I wanna be in the moment, and I love that we did that, and I definitely think that was good for me because I could just focus on being in the moment and not have to worry about something else. However, I do wish I would have just like passed my camera off to somebody and just had somebody like get little clips here and there, because I feel like that would have been a really fun memory to look back on. So I regret not doing that, not recording anything on my own camera, because I wish I could have like made my own wedding vlog to edit and upload for you guys before we get back our wedding video. I'm like really sad that I didn't do that. That's like probably my biggest regret, is that I did not record anything. And then besides that, the other two things that like we kind of messed up for the wedding was, number one, Eddie and I entered like the reception and went straight into our first dance, and we didn't think about making sure that there was time to bustle my dress. So during Eddie's and I's first dance, my dress wasn't bustled, and luckily my train wasn't that long, but it was long enough that it was definitely a distraction. So like I couldn't be like fully in the moment because my train was like swirling around me. So we definitely made an oopsie on that one, forgetting to bustle my train, and we forgot the guys' boutonnieres. We handmade all of our florals, our boutonnieres, our bouquets, everything we handmade, and they were sitting on a box right near everything. Nobody remembered the guys' boutonnieres. Nobody, not a single person. So we were looking back at pictures like a day later, and I realized that none of the guys had their boutonnieres on. We just totally forgot them, which I actually ended up really liking the groomsmen not having a boutonniere. I really liked the fact that they did not have a boutonniere on, but I would have liked for my dad and Eddie's dad and my dad to have their boutonnieres, but we forgot them, so it's fine. It is what it is, and it's a funny thing to look back on now, but those are probably like the three things that I would change or would figure out something differently. But honestly, I feel like a wedding never goes 100% according to plan, and for those to be like the three things that I'm like, I wish I would have done differently, I'm good with that. Except for the recording thing, I am really sad I did not vlog. Super sad about that. I think that is all the questions that I am going to answer. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel because I will be posting our wedding highlight video, and I believe I get raw footage of our ceremony and toasts and our first dances. So if you guys want to see that, maybe I will edit it together so that I can make like some sort of vlog out of it that way. And make sure that you're following me on Instagram because I'll be posting all of the photos as soon as I get them, which should be like within the next week and a half or so, which is really exciting. I cannot wait to get our pictures back. Yeah, our wedding was like literally the best day ever. I kept thinking that the whole night, like what an amazing day, and it's such an amazing day, and I feel like everybody says it's the best day ever, but like seriously, it was the best day of my whole entire life. It was so fun and so much better than I could have ever imagined it being. It was just so much fun, and I just loved every second of it, and I can't believe that we're married now. And thank you guys for all of your support, seriously, from the very bottom of my heart. I mean, you guys have been there like literally since the beginning of Eddie and I's relationship, when we first started dating to when we got engaged to now getting married, and it's just so crazy that I can look back on those videos and share those with you, and you guys can watch us grow and build this whole life together. It's so much fun. So thank you guys also. And with that being said, I'm going to end off this video. So hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking down below, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.